What is up? What is up, all you beautifully awakened souls? Let's get streaming here. Hopefully, you can hear me all right. Woo! We have had. All right. What is up, y'all? My name is Alex. Welcome to today's episode. I am so excited to have all y'all here today. Whoo! If you have been feeling it lately, this is just an indication of all the things we're going to talk about today. We are like deep in the throes of a bunch of energy, and it's just so beautiful of what is taking place today and all of the beautiful energies. And just we're going to get into some breath work and to the energies. I have three things that specifically that I have been implementing my own self. Give me one second. Here's my alarm for my animals because it's hot here in Texas. We already went and sprayed them down before we got started. But what I was saying is the energies are quite literally hot, climate-wise and all the things, man. And it's just like energetically as the collective that we're seeing it, but also personally. And that's a lot of what we are going to get into. And so really quick before we get started, if y'all go look into the links or wherever you're watching this from, we have a couple of really big free things that are coming up. If you missed out on our 40-day prosperity plan that we are finishing up right now, don't worry because we are getting ready to do another one on August 16th. It's a Wednesday. We're going to get started, and we are going to so we're going to start another version of that. So it'll still be the same time as right now, where it's 6 a.m. Central Standard Time for the live if you want to do that. Or you can catch the replay because it'll be uploaded. It's completely free, y'all, but it's amazing and so much fun. And I'm super excited to be bringing this forward, y'all, because it's been such a blessing to be able to witness to all the people that have had a chance to participate in this. And so with that being said, we also have our signups online if you guys are wanting to work with us, because we have a couple of spots that'll be available. Hi, babe. My daughter's Kitty loves to come snuggle when I am meditating. We're in my space. Yeah, he sees that I have my singing bowls. I'm super excited because the downloads I was getting about everything that is happening right now, and all the energies and all the creation and everything is just manifestation peak season, because then we're fixing to go into eclipse. And so all the growth and everything that we're just turning up, if we're going into it consciously and acutely aware of what's happening, then hey, that's a game changer versus just completely succumbing to our human 3D emotions and all the things, right? And so don't forget to check out that free stuff. Go over to the link tree wherever you're watching this at. It'll be in the description, and it'll have all the different things that we have coming up, including that prosperity. That thing is intense. Excuse me, it's intense. It's super intense with everything that we've been just getting to witness. That's why I get so excited by it, because it really is. It's so beautiful and it's so loving. So I'm excited. If you haven't already, go ahead and grab yourself a notebook, something to write with, because we are going to be doing some journal prompts. I do want you to take some notes, especially as I talk, as things resonate with you. It's really helpful if you write it down versus if you're like, oh, I'll remember that. I'm sorry, but you probably won't. It's not just you. It's a human thing. We tend to think oh yeah, we'll be able to remember that. And then come time to actually recall it and write it down, it's totally gone. So in the moment, it's best, because then you can get all the juicy details that you feel you're able to write down in that moment. And you can really kind of come back and really embody the different things that come down. So the different stuff that's happening. So one big thing, right? Okay, so August. So August has 2 full moons and obviously 1 new moon, right? And so this is, they call them the blue supermoons, right? And there's a lot of amplified energies. So on top of that, this is also happening in Leo season. So right now we are obviously actively in Leo season, and we are in, it's a very when I say loud, I don't mean like in a bad way per se. It's just like it's a loud energy. It's just like a boisterous. It's happy. It's joyful. It's positive. It's just like the sun shining. Like that's why I think of it. Like the sun can be very loud in a variety of ways, good and bad, right? I mean, there's a dark and a light to all of us. So it's not just these guys, right? I'm just fixated on this for the moment, right? And so just kind of thinking of like all the energies that are already here. Plus it's a full moon. So then like things are already emotionally heightened on top of the fact that we've been in this huge creation and it's the month before we start eclipse season. So it's like all this creation, manifestation energy, plus the Lion's Gate, right? That's coming up, that portal on its own. Plus we had like numerous like massive portals all through July. We had 3 major ones specifically in July, and it was just so many intense energies. And it's like now, like if you've been catching my content for a while, you know I've been talking about this, right? Of like what's been coming, trending really since for almost about a year now, like what's coming, because we were talking about like how like the beginning of 2023 was all going to be about like this really kind of digging up all the things that didn't really work for us, like as we're making these new leaps, which of course coincides with the north and south node shifting right into Aries and Libra, right? Libra is now in the south node. So this is all of our family, our nurturing, our feminine side, that balance of it, right? And then we have the Aries is very like direct, very forward moving, very like charged, right? So it's shifting to where the direction, the charge, the Aries is the head. So it's the direction of it, and the balance, the family, the nurturing side is more of the tail of it. So it's like what needs to be healed on that aspect of it and what needs to be dealt with emotionally, right? And so that's what's really kind of coming up. So then, of course, if you've got any of these placements, those are amplified right now as well, because we're coming into the eclipse season on top of it. So there's all these different creations and like all these different moving parts. And the best, and I mean, and so maybe it's like, holy wow, like for me, personally, my life has been quote unquote like blowing up, if you will, but it's like I've stepped back and I see how all the things are working and like they're starting to like really balance out now, right? Like, so for me personally, it's really starting to gain momentum and like all the things I'm like, okay, now I see why I was guided to do X, Y, and Z at certain times. And right, because if you've been listening to your intuition, you've probably been in the same position where it's like things maybe didn't make sense before, where you were like being guided, but you just did it anyways because you're like, okay, well, I'm being led to do this, so here we go, right? Now you're starting to see it, right? If you're anything like me, or maybe you are having the foresight of like, wow, I should have taken action because now I see how X, Y, and Z, however that's playing out, because we also have all of these amplified energies of this birth and creation, of this forward thinking. There might even be, especially right after this first full moon, you might even have a lot of impulsivity right after, simply because it's this like hot, cold kind of like dynamic that we go through where like Mercury is like really highlighted and it's a lot of things shifting through the mind and the thought right after this as well. So it's kind of like this moon itself isn't just on the day itself and like a couple of days before and after. This is like really extended out, I would say. So a lot of this, like even like, of course, to 8 days, I was about to say, just naturally, right? Of course, then you've got the Lion's Gate and that portal and all of that stuff, right? Happening at the same time. So that's what I mean, like all these creation energies, all of these fluid energies, all of these flowing energies of, okay, so these things are happening now. What do we want to do? What do we want to create? What do we want to step into? What do we want to do with this? And how do we want to move through it? And how do we want to traverse into the space where we are able to actively create what it is, no matter what is our perceivable, like what is out picturing in our 3D, right? Because we can get into it emotionally, or which I have 3 things that we're going to tackle to get through this too, because this is a very intense time. And I was like, I need something people can like bite onto to like really get through this, especially if they're having a hard time, because it can be like, if you have no idea what's going on, it's just like all of this stuff is happening. You could just be sitting there like, okay, well, what do I do? Like, what is happening? Like, I don't even know what to, like, I don't even know how to handle this because I don't even know what's happening. But then when you get clarity on what's happening, then it can be a game changer, because then you're in the understanding of what is happening to the dynamics around you, to be able to then consciously create, be aware of your thoughts, breathing and moving in through it. And so that's what I want to get into. So again, the biggest thing that's happening is ending cycles. If you have anything in the 9-degree position, that can be extra highlighted. Of course, if you have anything in Aquarius or Leo, obviously those are going to be highlighted. Those houses, those placements, those just everything, all that energy in general is going to be extra highlighted. But then, of course, the first thing I want to get into out of my 3 things, and so if you have something to write it down, this might be a good time to write it down, is to breathe. And I know that might sound really simple, but let me elaborate. So actually, if you don't catch my podcast, shameless plug, go catch my podcast. I actually just did an episode about this, and I go really deep into the concepts and the dynamics of the actual changes we can physically create in our bodies when we breathe in our bodies a certain way and we allow our body to re-regulate. And our autonomic nervous system is what it is, really. If you've never researched that or you've never really gotten familiar with it, I highly encourage you to do so, because you can benefit so much from being able to learn how it is that our brain is interconnected into the actual development of the hormones and the chemicals that are pushed in and through our bodies that would naturally create, but oftentimes it's subconsciously created, and therefore we don't really necessarily put two and two together all the time, or it might take a little bit to make that connection. And so when we are able to breathe, I personally prefer stutter breath, but if you haven't figured that out for yourself, what is the best breath for you or breath work, play with it, figure it out, have some fun with it, right? Don't just stick to one because oh, so-and-so said this is the way. No, figure it out for yourself. Every body, physical body is different. My grandkitty, I always love it. My daughter, she's had him since he was 8. Oh goodness. He always loves in this space. But he doesn't like the noise. So he's looking at me, scolding. He's running off. He's scolding me. Watch, he'll sit over there too and stare at me. You're supposed to be meditating, woman. What is this nonsense? Oh my goodness, he's amazing. I love him. My grandkitty. Anywho, so breathing, right? So play with this. Figure out what's happening. Figure out what is going on in my body that I need to really connect with and feel into that. And that will give you so many answers on where you need to go. The next one is, as you're going through this breath, right? Feel into the thoughts that are coming up. Feel into and you can even ask yourself, well, what am I consciously creating right now? So think about the event, right? So say you got hit on a head-on collision, right? And your car got totaled, and they didn't get you the money you need to actually buy a decent comparable vehicle now because of inflation and all the things, right? Since you bought the vehicle, okay? Well, if you're sitting there in that stuck place and you're just okay, well, how do I do this? And you're in this very stuck vortex in mind of this is the only way we can create X, Y, and Z to make ends meet, it can be very difficult to step out of it because our minds don't have the place to expand. But when we step into the place of receiving from any and all place, however this is going to work to make our needs or whatever that might look like met, we open up these places of different areas of our brain, essentially, right? And so then we're able to tap in and tune in and being aware of well, here's the blockage, there's the blockage. And you can start picking up to where your brain is going, what are the beliefs, what are the thoughts, and oftentimes it'll be really quiet, or it'll be so normal for you, you won't even realize it's happening. More often than not, it'll just be oh yeah, that's right, okay. And you won't even hear it until, that's why I always love, even for myself, especially when I really started doing my deep work, was I would record myself kind of like this, but just on my phone, a video. And I would hear myself and I would listen to myself and I would get feedback from myself of if I was to deal with a patient or a client at the time, what would I say and do if this was the person, right? And I would have myself talk about certain items, talk about certain things that I knew were highly triggering for me, and telling my story, basically. And that's how you can pick up on different things. So listen, my second thing is listen to what you're talking about. What are you saying? What is your subconscious actively saying? What are you speaking about? Becoming aware of it. And then when you hear yourself talk about it, start tweaking it and being oh yeah, that's what I want to fix. Okay, right? And you start shifting through it. My nose. There's a lot of manifestation happening because it's whenever my nose is crazy itchy like this over nothing, there's a lot of energy and I can feel it and it's intense. I don't know if y'all are feeling it, but my goodness. Okay, so the third thing is getting grounded. And so I actually personally love this. It's a tree meditation, essentially, or visualization. And especially if you're really anxious, I can't really do a full arm extension with where I'm sitting, but basically you can come down and squat and come around. And we do it in my my group, especially if the group is highly anxious. It's a private group. There's description, everything is in the links. We actually meet right after this. And so come join us if that's something you're looking for, where we actually meet every week. We go deep into the meditation, like we do our intention setting for the week. We really get clear about all the different things. We go through universal law, and we really kind of connect like this one on a deeper, obviously more intimate level, because it's a private community. But if that's of interest, check everything out. Go ahead and sign up for it and meet us over in the lives, and we'd love to have you. But basically doing like a tree meditation, where it's like you get grounded with your body, right? And allowing your body to move, basically allowing roots to visualize down through your feet and into the earth, to feel and like wow, and allow yourself to basically extend as high as you want, and, connect with your creator and feel into that energy and that creation, and feel into that, just that love and that oneness, and really be present in your body and feeling into that connection, which can be super helpful if you're feeling anxious. If you know me, I'm always barefoot unless I'm either in public or it's freezing out. Those are the two reasons I would usually wear shoes. Otherwise, I'm barefoot. And it is me, because I love being connected. I love being, and of course I'm in Texas, so like being barefoot is pretty often, even around my horses. Like unless I'm riding, then of course I'll usually put boots on, like unless it's just bareback and I'm just hopping up. That's a little bit different, but yeah, obviously certain recreational activities should have shoes. But anyways, you get my point. It's beautiful, and I love being able to be out here, so I highly recommend it if you're able to. And even just walking around barefoot in your house. My middle son loves to try to like put socks on because it was cold for a while, and like the flooring, and it just bothered his feet because he didn't want to put his slippers on, and it was a whole thing. And but now he's so used to wearing socks, so it's been interesting like witnessing to him, when he's like, oh, that does feel good when my socks are off, and like really freely moving the toes and stuff, and even just not being bound by socks, just that freedom and that groundedness and that connectedness. It really does make a big difference. So if you haven't tried it, do try it today and get connected, get grounded, and really, really connect with yourself. So the journal prompts, y'all, it's really, how can I connect with myself more? How can I become more one and together with myself? And allow yourself to really get comfortable with being in that place of getting vulnerable with yourself. Because you might be super blocked right now, honestly. That might be a really hard question for you to answer. And if it is, that's okay. It just kind of is what it is. And, the biggest thing is that you are willing to sit with yourself and ask yourself that. Ask yourself what it is that your body is needing, what it is your soul is needing. I kind of want to do things a little bit different. And I'm excited because I really want to try and play with this. And so if it feels good, sorry, I was just getting my singing bowls finished because I haven't positioned a very interesting way, we'll call it that. But I'm being led to do it this way, so it's going to be interesting. I'm excited to see what comes from it. Okay. So go ahead and just closing your eyes and rubbing your hands together, feeling into this beautiful divine moment right here and right now, feeling the left and right hands connect, feeling the warmth as they touch, as they warm with one another. Being in this beautiful divine place right here and right now. And allowing yourself to step into this place of vulnerability and connecting this with the one God, divine source. Being in this place, fully receiving any and all blessings. And if we agree, just simply say, I do, yes, I receive, love to all, harm to none, being in this beautiful one space, connecting to our one divine God, in this place where we are able to receive the messages, receive the healings, receive the divine wisdom right here and right now, knowing the healing that has taken place, the authority that has risen up in each and every one of us to absolutely receive this beautiful divine knowledge and wisdom that is just understood at a cellular level of being in this one space, this divine mind, this connection, this space right here and right now, knowing the wisdom, knowing the space, knowing the healing, knowing the divine innate wisdom. Oh goodness, that is just in this beautiful space, in this oneness, in this connectedness right here and right now, knowing the truth that is being spoken. And with that I say, and so it is, amen. And with our eyes closed, if it feels good to do so, you can place your hands over your heart or in the prayer position or in your lap in a mudra, just whatever feels good to you. You can even just simply ask your body, what do you want? What feels good to just be in this space, to honor our willingness to show up, our willingness to grow, our willingness to heal, our willingness to move forward. And I want you to just feel into the space and start breathing into the breath of that stutter breath where it's like 2 sharp breaths in. Allow your body to exhale and do it until your body gets to the point where your body just can't help but like suck air in and reset. And allow yourself to reset it, your nervous system. Allow your body to feel into it. And go ahead and begin now. Breathing in until your body resets. And there is no right or wrong in the amount of time it does or does not take. All amounts of time are absolutely okay as long as you get to the point where you reset. And as you're feeling into this beautiful breath, I want you to feel into this place wherever your body might feel unsafe or stressed or worried. And allow yourself to just get present with it. It's not good or bad. It's just simply energy. It's just information. It is simply trying to tell you something. And oftentimes, it is trying to present something, whether rational, real, or not. It doesn't matter. And I just want you to get curious about it. Get playful with it. Play into this space and this energy right here and right now. And allow yourself to just feel into this space. Feel into this energy. And if it feels good to do so, keep doing that stutter breath. Keep releasing that stress through your body as you're feeling through this space. Allow your body to consistently reset as you're holding space for this, whatever it is that is coming up for you. It's not good. It's not bad. It's not evil. It's not good. It's not anything. It just simply is. It is simply energy, and it is simply information. And feeling into this beautiful space right here and right now. And as you're holding space for this thing, I want you to imagine you've walking out, you're at this beautiful beachfront cabana with the sand to the beach right outside your back door. Not 50 steps from the backsliding door. And you look off to your left. You see this beautiful shower on the edge of this rock as it's looking over the bay. And you go over there. You see this beautiful shower and this serene view, however that looks for you. And you're just allowing yourself to get present in the beauty of this moment. Just allowing yourself to get present in the time that you are existing in the beauty of this oneness. And as you turn the water to that perfect temperature for you, I want you to call back the things that were coming up, that were troubling you, the things that were just causing you stress a moment ago. And I simply want you to hold it in your left or right hand. There's no right or wrong, whatever feels good. And just hold it. Hold it in your hand and just play with it. And as you step underneath the shower and you get to gaze and set into the peaceful sunset or sunrise, whatever feels good right now, the view that you're taking in, I want you to feel this beautiful shower just rinsing away everything that was trying to cause you stress or bring you down or stop you or hinder you from some way, shape, or form, from being able to go forward or being in the space, from not being able to be in that oneness. Anything that is trying to pull you out of. Being in this space. Witnessing to yourself the answers and allowing it to be received. Taking a deep breath in. Slowly letting it out. As you allow this beautiful energy and space to consume you, as it heals you and allows this beautiful energy to completely envelop, beginning from top of your head to the bottom of your feet, being in this beautiful crystalline healing energy as the shower runs over you and completely cleanses you, top of your head to the bottom of your toes, as it runs over your arms and connects with you down on a cellular level, healing and connecting with every ounce of your being. If you agree with the beautiful healing from God, our provider, our divine one source, being in this space right here and right now, showing up, healing in this beautiful divinity, stepping into that crystalline energy, that beautiful oneness, all the way down your torso, down your hips, down your legs, and allowing it to heal every ache and pain, knowing the truth, knowing the healing that has taken place, love to all, harm to none in this space right here and right now. through the divine connection, only because of that, only because of God, only because of our source, only because of our creator, only because of God alone, connecting with the crystal's energy of that one source and knowing that beautiful connection of that oneness. That is you, that is me, that is everything that has any kind of inkling of being in the creation. Knowing deep into the cosmos that it exists in every ounce and shape and way. And knowing the beautiful truth that is happening right here and right now, I welcome every ounce of healing that has come our way, over every person that hears my voice, intentionally or otherwise, knowing the beautiful truth and healing that is done right here in the divine mind, the one mind, the single mind that is God's mind, the creator mind that is expressing out through in every expression, as every one of us right here, right now, is able to connect in as the beautiful divine family, as the beautiful oneness, as this beautiful one space, being in this creation right here and right now, and being in this space and just knowing the truth that is happening and being in this oneness. And I say thank you, thank you, thank you for all the things happening that I'll never know about, all the blessings on the other side, all the positive energy, all the healing. Just like, thank you for being in this space. Thank you for creating. Thank you for being in this oneness to create your beautiful divine world, being in this space where you are creating in the oneness for your family, your friends, your future, your place in the collective, your oneness. And I'm so excited for you and the collective and everyone around you who's impacted by you, and everyone who is here showing up for themselves and who's connecting, who has made it this far in the meditation and being in this space. You should be so proud of you, for I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you for showing up for you, for being in your space, for being in your oneness, for putting in your creation and your healing and your all the things. Congratulations. Congratulations. If you've made it this far, you are absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the ones who are making massive changes in the world. You are putting in the work. You are showing up for yourself. You are absolutely, somehow, some way, on whatever level. That may look like global. That might look like community. That doesn't matter the size. What matters is your effort and your heart. That's what matters, man. Go to where your heart space is. Ask for your calling. And that's okay if it's just a community, because you never know what you think is like, oh, it's just a community, how God will turn that around and turn it into something massive that you would have never even thought, or you might have been too scared to even look at before. You never know. But if you go where your heart is led, go for the whatever size that is, go for the capacity that you are being called to, you will always, always, always be divinely blessed one way or another. It is never going to come the way you think it will. And I know every person who is here right here and right now, you are showing up and you're healing and you are stepping into your divine authority. You are stepping into your divine oneness. You are stepping into the oneness, the connectedness that is your calling, your purpose, your just amazingness, and what it is that you're called to do right here and right now. And I just declare it to be true with love to all Hamsun in this beautiful space that we are creating in this bubble right here and right now. And just deeply connecting. If it feels good to, put your hands over your heart, put them in the prayer position, whatever feels good to receive this message, to receive this. And if you receive this healing, if you receive this blessing, if you receive this oneness, this connectedness that we connected to today, please receive, please say yes, please, whatever you're receiving way, or whatever way you receive, just simply connect with it and simply say, yes, I receive. Because when we go into this beautiful place, we always have to receive the love. We cannot just, it doesn't just work like that. And I'm so grateful for everyone who showed up. I'm so grateful for everyone who is here today for themselves. In this beautiful space. And I say thank you, thank you, thank you. God, thank you for being in this space right here and right now. And so it is. Amen. If it feels good to do so, take a deep breath. Whenever it feels good to do so, go ahead and wiggle your toes. Wiggle your fingers. And come back. goodness me. Drink lots of water. Drink lots of water, please, because that was a lot. But that was really cool. So I pray, I don't know what y'all created on the other side. But love to all hearts, and I pray that y'all are abundantly blessed. I pray that y'all receive significantly more than whatever y'all were putting in, because this is a game changer of the times that we are living in, y'all. And it is such a beautiful, blessed time. And I mean, it's just, it's a very auspicious time, and I'm excited. So don't forget to join us next week for the Lionsgate, the 8-8 portal. Don't forget to join us for the 40-day prosperity plan. We are super excited to start another round and kind of go deep with y'all. So we will catch y'all next time. I love y'all.